Hi everybody, I'm Derwin. Welcome back to my channel. And first of all, I want to send my regards to everybody. Hope everyone's doing well during these trying times. I know a lot of people could be struggling, so I hope you're staying safe and staying healthy. All right. Today we're going to be talking about how to have more money during a pandemic. So I've done some research. There's a number of ways that you can, actually have more money during these times. And personally, I found these very helpful. I'm going to share them with you. Okay, so what I've been thinking is, I think the first thing we should do is try to cut out the most important, not the most important, the biggest ticket items, right? So that could be a mortgage that you have, or if you own a house, that's definitely something that you should look into. Right now, the mortgage rates are quite low because the federal dropped the rates and the mortgage rates usually go in the same trajectory. So if you own a home, you should definitely think about refinancing. I just did mine, and I'm saving over $500 a month, which is huge, right? So my interest rate was at 4.375, but now I'm dropping it down to 3.125. So over a full 1% decrease. And depending on your loan amount, that could be hundreds and hundreds of dollars a month. And yes, they're going to charge you some fees and loan origination fee. That's going to cost you maybe, $3,000 or so. The good news is a lot of lenders are eliminating the appraisals, so I don't need to do an appraisal. That's saving me $500 to $600. So total cost is around $3,000, $3,500. And if you think about this and you do the math, if you're saving $500, in my case, a month, I'm going to recoup all of that in about half a year. So I have a 30-year fixed loan, and it's going to go on forever like this, right? So 1 year I'm saving $5,000 to $6,000. 10 years I'm saving $60,000. So, and this is for 30 years until my loan is paid off. I always recommend doing a 30-year loan, a 30-year fix if possible. The longer the better. I'm a mortgage broker myself, so I think this is the best way to go because you never know what's going to happen, right? Hopefully we won't have another pandemic anytime soon in this lifetime, right? And but if we do, you want to make sure you're able to kind of foresee how much your monthly cost will be for your home, right? So if the interest rate, instead of going down, they start to go up, you're going to feel much safer knowing that your payments are going to remain the same, because interest rates may go up. Who knows? I mean, they're going to try to keep it down or keep it low during, tough recessions and all that stuff. But you never know. If it goes up for whatever reason because of inflation or whatnot, you want to make sure you can have a set payment it's not going to fluctuate too much. And you might say, okay, what if the interest continues to go down and I fixed it? Well, very simple. You can just go and refinance it one more time or two more times. So just always keep an eye out on the mortgage rates. And, I always look at it and see how much I can save if the rates go down. And when you refinance, a lot of people like to do the cash out refinance. I'm not sure if that's a good idea. I mean, if you really need the money, or you can use that cash out money for something else that would generate you more money, I can see merit to that. But if you don't need the money or you have no better use for the money, I wouldn't necessarily do a cash out refi. I would just refi and not do a cash out, just so that I know that my loan amount is slowly decreasing over time. Because if you always cash out and refi at the same time, you're never going to really pay off your balance. You're always taking more money out, and your payments aren't going to be, it may not go up, but they're definitely not going to go down, right? Even if interest rates go down. So for me, I am not going to take money out. I'm just going to refi, get the low interest rates, take advantage of that, make my monthly payments lower, and therefore my monthly difference between my expenses and my passive income, the gap gets smaller. Okay, that's the goal here, right? To get out of the rat race. So don't do a cash out refi if you don't need to. Just do a refi. Okay, another thing that you can do during a pandemic to have more money. Again, we're thinking about large ticket items, and that would be your car. I know it's tough. You guys love your cars. I love my cars. But desperate times calls for desperate measures, right? So if you have a car that you don't use much, obviously you should sell that, right? Or if it's an expensive car and you do need it, then maybe trade down. And there are a lot of pros for doing this. Again, we're in the middle of a pandemic. You don't want to drive a flashy car anyways. I know I've heard that crime rates are going up. And having a flashy car and driving it around in the middle of the street where there's basically no other cars because it's very quiet, you're just going to be a target. So I wouldn't recommend driving a fancy car right now. I know some of you are thinking, Derwin, you're a hypocrite. You have a Porsche and an Aston Martin. What are you going to do with those? Well, personally, my Aston, that's in the garage. I'm not driving that. I usually don't drive that thing much anyway. So that's more of a weekend car. So that's locked up. And for my Porsche, believe it or not, I actually swapped that with my dad's Toyota. Okay, I dropped my Porsche at my dad's and I took his Toyota Camry. Just because I'm doing grocery shopping, I'm driving around town, and I just don't want to be a target. I just don't want people to look at me like, okay, this guy may have money. I'm just going to try to, rob him, right? Because you never know during a pandemic, things can happen. So with the Toyota, I can park anywhere. I don't have to worry about door dings. I have to worry about people, looking into my car and see if I have anything. Because even though my Porsche has tinted glass, people don't care. They're just going to take that chance and break into it. And I've had that happen before. When I first got the car with tinted glass, I was thinking that it would be safe. But sometimes people don't care. They're just going to, roll the dice, crack your window. And that happened during normal times when the economy was good. So imagine now, living in the city, cars get broken into all the time. So don't drive a nice car if you don't have to. Okay. And by trading it in or getting a less fancy car, your wallet's gonna thank you, and it's the way to go. And then some of you might have just purchased a nice car 2-3 months ago, and now you're probably seeing the price tag of these cars going down. And they are, because people just aren't buying cars. People aren't driving, and dealers are desperate to move the inventory. So you're probably thinking, okay, I can't sell now because I bought it for this much, and if I sell now, I'm going to lose X amount of money. But you got to think of it a little differently. I think the price will continue to go down for cars. It's going to be a while until luxury items are going to go back up in terms of price, for the demand. And you got to pull the plug somewhere, right? So if you let it continue to go down, then your car is going to be worth less and less. So I would explore the idea of putting your car up for sale and see how much you can get. Take a small loss maybe, instead of letting it, continue to slide. And I know it's tough. Like I said, I love cars. Personally, if you have cars that you own outright, you don't have a loan on it. Luckily, I don't have loans on my car, so I'm okay with keeping them. And hopefully, after this is all said and done, when this blows over, the car prices go back up. Especially for an Aston Martin that I have, I'm not in a rush to sell that, as I know that prices eventually will go back up for these, collectible items. But for, cars like, normal Mercedes, BMWs, they decrease a lot. So maybe this is the time to sell. The last thing you want to do is, be a poser, right? So I've read this on the internet. There are people that are lining up for the free food, the food bank, in their nice luxury cars. I mean, that just blows my mind. I mean, first of all, you shouldn't buy a luxury car if you don't, if you can't afford it. And if you're going to the food bank, that kind of suggests to me that maybe you're not doing very well. So don't do that. Don't go line up with your nice car and go to the food bank. People are just gonna, it won't make sense. Another way to have more money during the pandemic is to change your phone plan, your cell phone plan, or cell phone company. So T-Mobile, is I think in the mid tier. Then there's like AT&T and Verizon, which is super expensive. I have no idea why people need to pay so much for the same product, basically. Verizon says they have the best coverage, but I believe it. But, really, unless you're traveling to, the suburban areas where there's barely any reception, or you're like, at the mountains somewhere, why do you need to pay extra for that, right? I never get that. So I'm in the mid-tier level with the phone plans. T-Mobile, which is pretty good. They offer unlimited text, call and data. What I do like about T-Mobile is that when I'm traveling, because I do love to travel, there won't be any roaming, and I can make calls for relatively cheap. So that's why I use T-Mobile. But I'm thinking about switching over to Metro. Okay, so Metro by T-Mobile, I think is what it's called now. They have lines for only $25 per line. So you have 4 lines. It's only $100. You get unlimited call, text, and data. And that's really all you need, okay? I'm pretty sure they don't have the no roaming charge, but if you don't travel, you're not traveling anytime soon, switch over. I'm seriously considering that because it makes a lot of sense. If you only have maybe 2 people in your household, find 2 other people, find 2 other people, maybe your relative or maybe 2 friends that you can trust, right? And, tell them you're going to put everybody in under one address, and you can, pay 4 lines for $100. You might even be able to charge your friends. I don't know if you want to do this, but you can charge your friends maybe $10 more for $35 per line. You're going to make $10 per line, right? So I think all in all, it makes a lot of sense. Right now, just for 2 lines, I'm paying $137 a month. So, I just need to find 2 other people, and I can save a lot of money and actually, bring some income if I wanted to charge those people more. Another way you can have more money is to stop eating Uber Eats and DoorDash and all those other food delivery places. You can save a lot of money. Let me just tell you that. Typically, a meal that I can cook on my own, it averages out to about $5 a meal, sometimes even less. I mean, if you're a vegetarian or you're not eating, meat or poultry or anything like that, you're going to save a lot of money. You're probably going to average at $2-3 a meal, but my averages comes out to be $5 per meal. And if I want to buy something similar from maybe even like anywhere that's being offered on Uber Eats, it's going to be like $20, right? Because you're going to pay for delivery, you're going to pay for tax, you're going to pay for service, the markup. So if you think about it, that's 4 times the amount. Moving on. Another one is don't get scammed. I know, obvious, right? It's very obvious, but here's what I'm seeing. Like, I'm on YouTube a lot, and every time I watch a video, before I get to the video, there are ads, and there are ads about, making money on the stock market, making money in real estate, making money by buying businesses. I've heard this crazy one, or saw this crazy one that said, what was it? Buy a business with credit cards with a zero APR. It just blows my mind. I mean, it's constant. There's not one video that does not, come after one of these crazy advertisements, and they're so scammy. It just feels like a big scam. I hope people are not falling for it, but it's a lot of it is about buying stocks and making money and all that stuff. And um, multiple, I mean, not just one person. I'm seeing from multiple different companies and people, wanting to sell their product. I think it's just crazy that they're doing this. I know advertisement fees or costs are going down. That's why they're taking advantage of these people. I think they're actually preying on these people because really, if there's a product that can just, help you make millions and millions on the stock market by just watching their, webinar or whatever, don't you think everybody would be doing it? And if it's that easy, why would these people need to sell products? They would just focus on trading their stocks using their own program and making millions and millions and billions, right? Why do you need to sell these products? I think it's simple. It's because they know it's not easy, right? And money cannot be made that way so easily. There's no such thing as get rich fast, quick, whatever, right? And they know that they can actually make more money selling products, and that's why they're selling these products. So I think it's really bad that all these ads are popping up. I actually looked into one of these ads, and it's about wholesaling or something like that, about real estate. There are some areas people do make money from wholesaling, but it's not as easy as people think, right? And these guys are charging $7,000. They want to charge $7,000 for this program that you can probably learn on your own by watching more YouTube videos, buying a book for $20. Yeah, this is gonna streamline things a little bit, but it's definitely not worth $7,000 in my opinion, right? I'm not saying all these products are scams. I want to say majority of them seem to be like scams. But if you do see a product that you think is, something that can work, I would research it like crazy. I would, Google it. I would YouTube it. I would see what how many stars this product has gotten. Just do a lot of research. I mean, I found good products that I bought before, but you just gotta stay away from the bad ones. Okay, that's very important. Just do a lot of research. Just don't buy, because of your impulse. Okay, another one here. This is not such a big tech item, but nevertheless, I think it can bring you some more money into your pocket. That's just selling your unused items. It sounds so intuitive. Just things that are lying around that are not being used, sell it, right? There's Craigslist, there's Facebook Marketplace, and you can easily post a few pictures and people will come pick it up and they'll Venmo you right away and you'll have that money. Personally, I just sold an air filter that was sitting, an air purifier, excuse me, that was sitting in my room for a couple of years that I never used. And I didn't think it was worth a lot, but someone paid $80 for it. So it's just sitting there, right? Why not sell it? I also sold a piece of furniture, a chair that I never really sat on, and it's just sitting there. I sold that too, sold that for $200. And yeah, I might have lost a little bit of money, but that's better than, not having anything, right? So it's very easy. Look around, see what you're not using, sell it. And on top of that, for me at least, I'm a thinker, and when I have a lot of clutter around me, I just can't think things clearly. I get bombarded. My attention is getting drawn everywhere. So I can't focus as much when there's a lot of clutter. So I think it's just two birds with one stone. For me, at least, I can have more money. I'm getting more space in my apartment. It's just makes a lot of sense. All right, this one's for everyone, I think. The last one here is cancel memberships, right? Or monthly subscriptions. I guarantee you, you're gonna find at least one item that you are paying that you don't really need, okay? Because I'm very, I wanna say, attentive when it comes to monthly fees and dues, and I can find things. And recently I looked over my list of credit card bills and what's being charged on a monthly basis. I found a few things that I really didn't use, and it saved me money. So I think everyone should do this, is to look at your monthly subscriptions. You're gonna have gym memberships. You might have 2 or 3. Some people might go to yoga, they might go to kickboxing, and they might go to a normal gym, right? And they might have these memberships they don't use anymore. So cut those out, right? And because we're always so busy with our daily lives, we don't think about these things. They're set in automatic. So unless you're really looking at your bills, with a microscope, you just don't really notice these things. And they can add up. They can definitely add up. There is actually an app, it's called Truebill, that you can go look up. And it's supposed to find out all your subscriptions that you have, and you can easily cancel them. I don't use it because I recently, just scrubbed all of my monthly recurring bills and I took it out. But this came after I did that, this new app, and it would have saved me a lot of time. A quick tip for you guys, and that is to put all your monthly subscriptions, those auto subscriptions that you're paying for on a monthly basis, on the same credit card. And you probably don't want to use that credit card on your daily spendings like groceries and stuff. Just to have that credit card for monthly subscriptions, so that if you ever wanted to take a quick look at what your monthly recurring costs are, you can just pull out the statement of that specific credit card and see all of it. And that's what I do. I look at the statement and just see what I still need on a monthly basis. Another benefit of doing that is, like, imagine if you had all these recurring monthly subscriptions on multiple credit cards, and that's what I had before. If you lose one of these credit cards, or it gets stolen, you just don't know what subscription you had on that credit card. And then you don't know which ones to go cancel or renew or switch over to another credit card. And then your subscription suddenly stops and it's something you might need for your business, right? And they canceled it because you didn't know that you didn't pay for it. So that's what I recommend, is to have it on one credit card so that you can easily go down the list and make changes when you need. All right, guys, so that's it for this week's video. I'm gonna make more of these videos. And if you like it, please punish that like button, because I'm trying to grow the channel and I want more subscribers like you that can benefit from my content. Please comment below and subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks, guys.